What's good? It's Ozman the Wizard.
And Naima.
This is not
Not
another damn
another
podcast.
damn podcast.
Presented by
Our damn
our
selves.
episode 318. Welcome back, kid. It's episode 317 sucked. I gotta be honest. One thing.
And it was it was circumstances beyond our control.
Yeah, if you don't have a voice, you can't podcast.
Because I could feel
There's
it
an audio
so
platform, even though we upload the video to YouTube as well, but our podcasting is still primarily an audio
it's an
platform.
audio thing.
Primarily audio.
So the funny thing is, it's like, because I wanted to like tell the whole story about how my weekend went and all that, because I had my whole little layout, like, okay, because that Saturday, you and Babe, as you always say, you guys came by and they did such a great job. They power washed my entire deck outside.
Still sore from that power washing.
But we appreciate Marcus and I appreciate both of you. Like, we appreciate you guys because like our deck is pretty big. So like you guys did the whole thing. And as soon as you guys finished, I'm like, oh my God, it looks like a million times better. Like it looks so good when you guys did it. So then I started feeling a little bit like, ooh, like you could hear me getting hoarse. You're like,
but during the day when we were doing the power washing, you were starting to get raspy then.
yeah, and you guys was like, oh, okay. I was like, well, I said my throat.
You sound like Roxy, basically. Shout out Roxy Diaz, former co-worker, formerly Power 90.
And I was like, well, I said, I'll be fine and this and this and that. You know, I was just kind of like, I just shrugged it off. And then also that was going on in Chicago, the whole air quality thing, that was going on too at the same time, like a little bit after.
That was right before that was about to start.
Right, that was about to start.
It really kicked into full gear during the week. So like
Monday, Tuesday.
It's like it was like an air quality alert is on the way. It was telling you it was coming, basically.
So I don't know if maybe if like because I was outside and maybe that may have like contributed. I don't know. Like I mean, I have asthma, so I mean it's a little different my breathing. But then Sunday when I woke up the day before my birthday, I had no voice. Like when I tried to talk, when I was like. It just wouldn't come out. And I'm like, oh my God, like I had no voice. This is awful.
And we got ready to set. I was like, okay, yeah, you ready, kid? Same day as BET Awards. So that was a busy.
Yeah.
So yeah, Big Three was also going on in Chicago. Ice Cube's Big Three. We definitely gonna talk about the good brother O'Shea Jackson Sr. What's coming up.
Yeah. But then I was like, oh my gosh, no voice. So then, and then having small kids, like mommy, they just steady trying to talk. I was like, mommy. I'm like that. I can't talk. And then they stay asking me questions. And I'm like, really? Like, what are you guys doing? Like,
and then she just kept pushing it back. You want to record such stuff? You want to record such stuff? So you know what? Like, and also it was the kid's birthday weekend. Celebrating 42.
And I was trying to drink tea. Like I went out that morning, I bought me some tea. I was trying everything to try to get my voice back.
You know what? Just take it easy. Enjoy your birthday weekend. I got this. Yeah. So
you said I got you.
So we ended up with the solo dolo episode. And which is challenging because like as you know, I've been doing radio for like over 20 years at this point. So I'm used to talking on the radio. I talk on the radio every day for like 11 hours, 10 hours. I forgot Australia. So I do overnights with Power 92 Chicago. I'm part of the Breakfast Club 5 to 9 with Rockford. Shout out Envy and Charlemagne and the crew. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I have a voice track after that for like from 9 to 11. So from 2 a.m. to 11 a.m. daily, I'm on the radio. So yeah, I do a lot of talking on the radio Monday through Friday. Yeah. And that's not even counting this podcast. It's like, but with that, like I got the music to lean on. And with the Breakfast Club, I do like news and weather. So like I did basically like I'm just reading news stories. That's easy. Yeah. Take a look at your top stories right now. So like it's easy to like the news is more challenging than the music stuff. But just doing this podcast like an hour long, just me without nobody to bounce off of. I was like, okay.
No bantering. Because that's the thing, like you need banter on a talk show, like you like the banter. So
and the podcast I'm fans of, because they do have podcasts where it's just one guy talking, but the ones I'm the most fans of are the conversations. Yeah.
Yeah, because it can be opposing views. Like sometimes you can agree with somebody, But then no matter how similar you are to somebody, you're not going to agree with 100% with no one.
Yeah.
Like, you're just not.
Facts.
So you'll have a moment where it's like, wait a minute, but
If you say
I
you
feel
are
this.
agreeing
No,
with
I
too
feel
much, check
this.
out the shirt here. Y'all capping too much. If you say like, got a babe got me this, she say.
I like that.
I be saying that all the time. I say y'all be capping like us one of the things. So she thought about me and got me that. Y'all
Can I
be
have
capping.
one in a medium? Can I get one in size medium?
We'll talk. Y'all be, I said I'm aware of y'all be capping too much.
So then when I woke up that Monday on my birthday, my voice actually did start coming back. I was still a little bit hoarse, but at least I had a voice. So I was just happy to have a voice. I was like, okay, I'm happy to have a voice. And then my family got me a karaoke machine. That's what I really wanted. They got me a karaoke machine for my birthday. And I'm like,
a practical joke to a karaoke machine when you didn't have a voice. Yeah. Was that?
I always wanted one. And then I was like,
joke for them to give
the irony that
one, but for all days to give you, it was that day. The one day.
Like, the irony in this, just the irony in this. So then I was like, once I get my voice back fully, we are going to crack it open and we're going to do karaoke.
We didn't use that bad boy at the party. I thought about that. Yeah. So I wanted to break out.
Other stuff that started.
You want somebody in love. Already watch it on.
So then this weekend that I was talking about now, this weekend, Marcus and I did have our birthday party, / introducing people who didn't come to like earlier stuff, like people who got to see the house for the first time. I don't think we're ever going to do an official housewarming. I don't think we're just going to do that.
Little stuff like that. We had several of the cousins that came out.
Yeah.
House for the first time.
So it was really nice, like seeing the fam and everything. And now I've been they've already told me that I'm on notice. They're like, yeah, you're going to start hosting stuff at your house now. They're like, you have the house, so you got to start doing it. But the party was fun. Oz, of course, DJ. So, and it went well. Like, everybody was vibing. Everybody was.
It went well at first.
Everybody was vibing. We had some good eats. Shout out Hannah's Kitchen Cuisine. Shout out. Took care of all the food for us. So.
And then let's get into it. The party shut down. You had two different characters. It's like from House Party, because I'm comparing, because it was a house party. We had to move it indoors because of the rain, so that's one thing. So it was a house party, yeah. And then we had when the toilet broke with Play, and then Groove, like, who drank too much. You combine those two characters, and that's how the party shut down. Like,
yeah.
We had Groove, like, vomiting all over the fucking place. Yeah. I was ready to whip his ass. I was mad for you.
Just vomiting, dude, just throwing up everywhere.
He vomited in the bathroom. I think Tony or somebody had told me that. Like, yeah, somebody just threw up in your bathroom. He told, like, yeah, tell Naima somebody just threw up. So I was like, okay, like, said, is this a house party situation? Because, like, that's what shut the party down. House party will end to do when they broke the toilet. Players like, we got it, y'all niggas gotta go.
Step.
When he threw up on the floor saying, there's Groove. It's like,
yeah. But I mean, it's just a lesson that's learned that you gotta know your limits. People, you gotta know your limits. You gotta know them. Like, we ain't 22 no more. You gotta know your limits. So I mean, we've all had situations where things have happened, but
and just drink Everclear for hours and with no food.
Yeah, when you were like in college,
yeah. 20s, you did that shit.
Yeah. Like, what were we doing?
No food. No food either. Yeah. Because the food helps soak up some of that alcohol.
You gotta hydrate. You gotta drink water. You gotta hydrate.
Yeah, Shaker, God damn it. Let's go.
But I mean,
he was the dude. I bet he probably didn't eat shit either. I bet he probably was just straight drinking. He probably didn't eat much and shit.
But all in all, the party was fun. Despite the little hiccup at the end, we had a good time.
I got to kick it with all my siblings, so I was happy that all the siblings showed, even Feast. Yeah. All the siblings showed,
But fun times. So that's how I rang in my birthday, starting with no voice to having vomit on my floor. Quite a contrast.
When I heard the vomit, because I heard it when he in the middle of the floor. That's the one I heard, yeah. Because I heard the splat. And I looked, I was like, yeah. And after that, I turned the music off. I was like,
turned off the music. He was like, yeah.
Party over.
Like, you know, you pull the needle off the record.
Party over, yeah.
But the rain didn't happen until the next day, and then that was pretty awful. Now that the rain came.
Yeah, the rain definitely came. Yeah.
It held up though. Like I said, I was happy that it did hold up. So like we did get to do some outdoor stuff. So like we were indoor and outdoor for the party. So
halfway through the party, I ended up putting a speaker outside because people were like kind of mingling out there. So I was like, I don't have to set up out here, but I can still put some music out there.
Yeah, you put a speaker out. I did. And then we started line dancing.
I started doing the line dances when I put a speaker out there.
And I do have the Tamia line dance now. So
I don't even know what that's called. This is the Tamia
dance. The Tamia line dance is called the Tamia.
The official name of that dance is. It's just like the Tamia dance.
But fun times. What a way to start summer for me.
And speaking of that, I wonder how NASCAR Chicago went, because it rained both Saturday and especially on Sunday. So like and you can't race in the
race in the rain.
How dangerous that is. So I wonder if it got
in itself, NASCAR in itself is super dangerous because you're going like 190 miles an hour, however fast you're going.
Over and over.
Looping, just But from what I saw some video. It looked like the storm did lift up enough on Saturday.
Might have got some Saturday because I saw people in the stands on the.
Because they did have to postpone it. They did because when the rain came,
the Sunday races were canceled totally.
Yeah, because the rain was just too bad. Like as soon as when I logged into my phone on Sunday, it was like 100% chance of rain. I usually say like 60, 80, 75. It was like 100% chance. Like, no, you getting this rain today. And then I got the emergency alert saying like, hey, it's going to be flooding in your area. Which I did get some flooding.
And I did get the news alerts on my phone said like some unauthorized vehicles snuck in. And people said it was box Chevys. I don't know if it was like I don't know how true that is. Like if it was black people that snuck in or like, but they said some unauthorized videos snuck in on the track. Like,
I saw they said it was up to 20 vehicles that could have snuck in.
I didn't see like who it was, but like people was like, yeah, the hood got them box Chevys out there on the track. It's like
I'm sure it wasn't a box Chevy.
I don't even know if it was black people. I don't know who stuck in. It could have been some white dudes. I don't know who stuck in. It's like,
but I mean, this is the thing that happens. Like
lowriders, I don't know who snuck in. It's like,
it could be anybody that snuck in. Pickup trucks, it could be anybody.
I don't know who did it, but it's like, the homie snuck the box Chevys out there.
But my thing is, when you have something like an event like that has never happened, because NASCAR has never happened in Chicago. We get that. It's never happened. But we get the excitement of like the new coming around, but don't do stuff like that. Like, don't, just no. Like, I mean, if you can't afford to get a ticket, because I heard the tickets were between $150, $300 just for a ticket to go or something like that.
That's just general admission. Yeah,
I heard it was pretty pricey.
The VIP experience for like both days, it was like over $1,000.
Yeah, I heard it was very pricey to go.
Like the VIP, that's for like the good seating in both days. It probably was like, I think it's somewhere around like 12 and 15.
And my thing is about like the whole stuff like that. Just in general, I'm going on soapbox now. The whole thing about just outing, like entertainment outing, it does unfortunately price out people who are like true blue fans. It does price them out. Like you think about the true blue fans of like these sports and things, they're like regular people.
NBA is probably the biggest culprits of that because NBA
and NFL too.
NFL too, yeah, because it's lesser games. Yeah, they have because NFL is more seating, but it's less games. So yeah, NBA, because like the NBA or the arenas are the smallest. It's like typically like 20 something thousand.
25 maybe.
So like it's like you get priced out. Like the most of the people are going is like that's almost the elites, like except for like the nosebleed. It's like That's the only ones that regular folks can afford.
Like if you want to get like a $50 ticket at the United Center, you're going to be way, way in the 300 level, way up top.
Well, shout out to good brother Ice Cube, the big three. They tickets started at $25. Yeah, so
yeah, because
bring
I
the
mean,
whole
I get
family out
that.
to that. It's like, yeah, bring the family.
I get that, we do have people have to make money and have to do things, but like it does price out, like I
Especially if
said,
you got a
regular
family, like
vendors.
said, like let's be conservative, say $100 a ticket. That's a $400 outing. Is like for the average person, like
That's a
doesn't
lot of money.
just for like for an outing for like
It's like, yeah, because like
one day,
honestly, like
$400. And that's just to get in.
just to get
We
in,
didn't count parking,
parking,
count food.
concessions,
Yeah, like we didn't, if you want souvenirs, if you
souvenirs.
want a jersey, we didn't count none of that. T-shirt, we didn't count none of that. Just to
Oh,
walk in the door is like for $400.
I've already talked about that. I said when I go as my family of four, I'm like, we go to like these Disney on Ice and Monster Jam and stuff like that. You want to spend a lot of money. You just are. But I mean, it does price out like people. So I mean, I kind of feel a way about that at times because
well, I said shout out to Ice Cube. Like his ticket started at 25. So yeah, $100 for family of four for that one. It's like affordable, yeah.
Yeah, so you can arrange for that. Like you can be like, okay, I'll do some Instacart this week, or I'll pick up some overtime. You can kind of you get what I'm saying. You can kind of work around that.
You can figure that out, yeah. But like four,
I'll box my lunch this week for work.
You can plan
you
it.
can, you can like kind of work around stuff like that.
No
but
for a month. It's like you can plan for that. It's like
but $100 for one ticket. That's like
the prices are regular people out. It's like so yeah.
So I mean, I do kind of feel a way about that. Sorry, I had to get up on myself. Like this is what you guys missed last week, me with my soapbox.
Concerts. I told you about the documentary I watched about about Live Nation and Ticketmaster. I'm trying to think of the name.
Yeah,
it's about that Taylor Swift scandal from last year. But like it basically they talk about how it priced like the real fans can't even go and shit like it's like
$1,000 for a ticket.
Yeah. That's where we at now.
Like, I just don't think that you should be paying like people's rent. Like a lot of people's rent is $1,000. Like I don't think you should be paying like. I
get why Ticketmaster originally started because, like you said, we had just handled the tickets. They were the middleman. It's like because like the artists, like they focusing on like their performance. Like so they don't want to get promoters like trying to get the word out. That's what So Ticketmaster will handle the ticket part, but then like when the other people said we want
gouging,
and then they saw the price, and then the promoter's like, "Hey, where's mine?" The artist was like, "Hey,
I want my cut.
I'm the product. Where's mine?" So like they just
I want my cut.
Okay, so and Ticketmaster ain't giving up no money, so like said we just raise the prices. It's like so.
And adding all these extra fees that you don't know.
That's what I'm saying. They raise the prices.
Why is it?
Because like ticket like the face value of a ticket might, let's say it's like $60, but you're gonna pay like close to $200 for that.
Yeah, like oh, this ticket is $49. Okay, that's not bad. After you put in everything, $130. Wait, what? You're like, what just happened? It was a $50 ticket. That was $130. Like, what happened?
That's from all these people wanting to get there.
What happened?
That's what that is.
And you get why people, like you say, like a lot of the stuff is like it becomes like a thing of like the have and the have not. So like the haves are the ones who get to do all that stuff. And I know that going to a con, people like, well, going to a concert, that's a luxury. Going to NASCAR, that's a luxury. I know people are trying to argue that, but it's like everybody needs some sort of outlet. You get what I'm saying? Everybody needs like some
go to work and go home. Like
you go to work, go home, and sit in the house
every day for the rest of your life. That's all you're gonna do. Go to work.
The only form of entertainment is like you have a TV.
Yeah.
You have a small TV in your house and you don't have cable or streaming.
A where you could go on social media. That's all the entertainment.
Right.
It's TV and Facebook. It's like you need more than that. It's like
right. Everybody is.
Especially you want some live entertainment, like you said, whether it's live music or live sports. You want to have some live.
Like you go out like you working 40, 50, 60 hours a week. Like you're actually working. Like you're not sitting up like in your mom's basement or her couch not working. It's not you're doing that, but you're actually working. You're actually doing things. But that's just how I feel. But like you said, shout out to Ice Cube. Like Ice Cube,
it was Big 3, baby.
He's still you could tell like some of the values are still there. Like a lot of people, unfortunately, when they grew up from humble beginnings, like people can kind of become removed from how they grew up.
You straight out of Compton, so he knows. Yeah.
So he still has like some of his, even though he's been a huge name for like over 30 years.
Yeah.
Over 30 years. He's been a household name for over 30 years, but he still has carried some of those values prior to his wealth. He carries some of those values.
Since we're talking sports and basketball, let's just kick it off. Dun-dun-dun, dun-dun-dun. Get ready to get bored again. Because last week I did damn near a whole NBA episode in honor of the kid.
But we have good news though. It's like movement actually happens. So this is the fun time of the basketball. Seeing
free agency
what's gonna happen.
Officially kicked off June 30th. So
it's a deck of cards. It's like you take a deck of cards and you shuffle the deck of cards. That's what it feels like sometimes.
Well, like we'll just go in order, like because I have the free agency signings. We'll start first with the options, like team options. That's like people that were already signed. They had the option to like accept or decline that option. We'll start there with our very own Chicago Bulls. Andre Drummond, he picked up his option, so Drummond will be back. He had a $3.4 million player option. He said, "Yeah, I like it in Chicago. I think he could have turned that down and tried to get more money somewhere else, but he said, I'm gonna stick it out in Chicago."
But I really like Drummond. I think he's really good for the roster. Yeah, because he definitely plays hard. He definitely he's a good player.
He's one of those guys I thought might decline his option and like try to get a better deal.
Try to get more money.
Because for a former All-Star and all, they had 3 points. That's very reasonable for a guy of his caliber. Yeah. That's a great deal. It's like, so, but he kept his option. Let's see some other options. Eric Gordon of the Clippers didn't pick up his option, so he went unrestricted. Josh Hart, the Knicks picked up his option. Oladipo, he took his team option with Miami. We'll talk about him because Miami is a lot going on with them. He exercised his team option. The Lakers didn't bring back Mo Bamba. He let him go because the Lakers made a lot of moves. They were very active on the first couple of days of free agency. We're going to talk more about the Lakers in a little bit too. But so Mo Bamba is unrestricted right now. I got calling. Mo Bamba. Lakers didn't bring him back. Malik Beasley also didn't pick up his option. So that's the options before like the actual free agency kicked off. Then we get into free agency. The first signing I saw was our very own Chicago Bulls, Nikola Vucevic.
Yeah.
60 mil. So like Bulls extended Vooch. So Vooch is here for another 3 seasons. So
I just want him to just be more, back to the basket. I mean, I get he has a 3, but I mean, especially with some of these other teams where it's like you can bully ball them.
Yeah.
You're bigger than them. Like bully ball them. Like don't shoot a 3 over somebody that you got the advantage of. I get like some of the other plays you may have to do other things in your arsenal, but
it's a nice weapon to have, but you don't have to lean on that.
Yeah, if you're big and you're a lot bigger, use that size over like these smaller these undersized centers.
Like, first I didn't know how to feel about this signing, but now I'm cool with it. Like if you're not blowing it up, why not at least like try to make the play in or something? Put a team together, try to make the playoffs.
Try to make the play. Try to work around it. Try to, build around it because.
I get the Lonzo thing sucks, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
Next signing I saw, no surprises here. Draymond Green staying with the Warriors.
Of course he's staying with the Warriors.
He opted out when he became I was like, is Draymond leaving? Because he's one of the guys that Dame wanted in Portland. Well, we definitely gonna talk about Dame. Yeah, that's coming up.
Draymond is definitely a lifer.
Oh, yeah, 4 years, $100 million. So
he's a lifer.
Draymond got his bread. Yeah.
I don't see him going, where would he go at this point? He's been Warrior Nation so long.
Some people say the Lakers because him and Bron are like homies. Like, so that was a name. No, the Lakers are one of the teams. So, but yeah, Draymond, he's like staying Golden State. He's a Warrior for life, basically. Former Warrior Harrison Barnes, he's not going anywhere either. He's staying with the Kings. 3-year, $54 million. So King, I like what Sacramento got going.
Yeah,
what they working with. They got a nice core.
They do, and they got like a young. They're young. They got a nice young core, and
the Barnes.
The fact that they like went toe to toe with the Warriors in the first round, it's like
yeah.
So
I'm gonna skip over the weak names, of course. I'm only gonna
not the weak name.
I don't know who this is, so I'm gonna skip. But Trey Lyles is staying with Sacramento. I know Trey Lyles. Believe that. Karis LeVert staying with Cleveland. There's a lot of guys that are re-signing. It was a big name that did jump. We're gonna talk about it in a moments. Kuz is not going anywhere. Yeah, he's staying with Washington.
Yeah.
So it's basically Washington is gonna be the Kyle Kuzma, what's the name of the Jordan Poole show? Yeah. It's gonna be the two of those guys, yeah. Because they traded away. We talked we didn't talk. I talked last week about the Bradley Beal trade and the Kristaps Porzingis trade. I talked about those last week. I like Beal to Phoenix and Porzingis to the Celtics. So like they basically they getting rid of all these veterans, but they brought back Kuz. So like it's gonna be like a Kuz and a Poole. Like I'm gonna get like a lot of shots up. Like those guys are like gonna probably be what the team is built around. Let's come back to our Chicago Bulls. Coby White ain't going nowhere. He's staying 3-year, $40 million. So Kobe, he's I say Coby White probably ends up being your starter. You don't like what other options do you have with the Bulls?
Yeah, I think that he should start. I think he should get the start.
Your only option at this point. Taurean Prince signed with the Lakers, 1 year, $4.5 million. That was a good pickup. A good he plays defense. He's a 3-and-D guy, so good pickup.
Yeah, I think that might be a good pickup.
DeAndre Jordan, he ain't going nowhere. He just won a championship. Staying with these Nuggets, got
that ring.
Yeah. So he's staying. What's another good name? I'm skipping over the bums. Well, not the bums, the guys I don't care about. Here's an interesting one since we're talking about Denver. Bruce Brown, he's joining the Pacers. So he was a big part of that Nuggets team that just won. So I wonder who they replace him with. Yeah, an important part of that.
But doesn't that seem to be the theme though? Whenever somebody wins, it's like the people that know that okay, now I have validation. Like I was on a championship and I was an integral part of this.
Go for the money, yeah.
Now I can go and I can command that.
Here, $45 million, so he definitely got his bread. Yes. So, yeah, I got the ring. Now let's get the money. Jeremy Grant staying with Portland. This was a big signing, 5-year, $160. He got the bag. Yeah. I know that was probably because of Dame. So like, I wonder how that works now when we eventually talk about what's going to happen. I'm building up to it. So I know they were trying to because Dame wanted he wanted Jeremy Grant, which he got him stay, and he wanted Draymond, which they didn't get. That was so we'll talk about what Dame we get there. Troy Brown, former Bull and former Laker, he's going to Minnesota. Yeah, Troy. Porzingis, the Celtics extended him, so he's a big part of the Celtics' future.
Yeah.
That's going to be that big three, yeah. Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, and Porzingis. That's going to be that big three going forward. So we'll see. They had to do something. You can't just keep running it back. It's the definition of insanity, doing the same thing and they expected different results.
And no results. Well, not but the end result. You want the end result of a ring.
Celtic Nation, y'all loved Marcus Smart. I talked about this they loved Marcus Smart, but you can't just keep running it back. It's like, okay, like, yeah, let's maybe this year that y'all ran this team like 3 years in a row and kept getting bounced. You got to do something different to
What's the nacho year? The nacho year.
Man, a lot of Celtics fans felt some type of way, but like
they were mad about the Marcus Smart. I know
you had to do something though. And the original trade they did have was Brogdon. But that fell through. Like, and then they ended up Marcus Smart ended up being the guy that went. Celtics players probably would have wanted Brogdon to go like more because Marcus Smart was like a part of their identity. Yeah, he was like
He was like the heart, like he's like the heart of like the
part of their identity. Yeah.
Like how Joakim Noah like was like the heart of the Bulls, like that.
That was
like
Marcus
right
Smart with that particular.
Like Marcus Smart, and even similarities because they both were like very defensive. Like they're known for like their defense, so like they have like similarities.
Both, defensive player of the years.
Yeah, that's what like they kind of remind me. Yeah. You know, like this, what they meant to like the organization. They were both like that type of a player where they were the heart.
Yeah. Reggie Jackson staying with Denver. You know, you win. Some guys do the opposite. With Bruce Brown, they say we won that ring. We stand like DeAndre Jordan, Reggie Jackson. They veterans, so like they've been ring chasing for years. So they got theirs and say we ain't going nowhere. Some of them cats. Chicago Bulls. Speaking of which, yeah, new back. Another point guard, Javon Carter, 3-year, $20 million. That's Patrick Beverly's replacement. That's what I say. Because Pat Bev is headed to Philly. We're gonna talk about his deal.
And then even isn't he a Maywood guy?
I gotta look up his background.
I think he's a Chicagoland. I think he might be Maywood. I think
West Side.
Yeah, I think he is.
That's perfect for him being Beverly's replacement.
West Side.
You got to look that up, though. I'm not positive about that.
I saw on the thing it was saying on the Chicago Bulls Facebook page, Amar was saying like "Welcome home" or something about it.
Yeah.
So
I like the signing. Yeah. Because especially if Lonzo is never going to play again, it's like you got to do something there. What they have is you need more. It's like you got Kobe White, but like some of these other guys like Ayo, he's shaky. Dalen Terry, I don't know enough about. Yeah, it's like so you gotta Caruso is but Caruso's more on defense. He's not he doesn't really score much. Yeah. He's on the one side of the ball, but you need more scoring at that position too. Like Lonzo is a perfect point guard for that team because he could he defend, he was tall, he could shoot the three like he did it. Yeah.
He did so much for the team. And it just sucks that like he may not play again.
He only played 35 games before getting hurt and hasn't played since.
He might not play again.
His career might be over. I'm skipping over the bombs. Well, Mr. Kyrie Irving, he's staying with Dallas. Because everybody's wondering where's Kyrie going. Everybody thought once again another guy they thought was going to the Lakers. They said another guy. I was like, I don't see how you would get him to the Lakers. They got no money. It's like how would that even work?
Everybody's not going to the Lakers. People are just like
everybody's not taking a pay cut to play with LeBron either. Like Kyrie Irving is not going to take a league minimum to a guy of his caliber is not going to take a league minimum. Like Kyrie's still young. It's like if Kyrie was 35 or something, that'd be one thing. But yeah, he's still young. Yeah.
Yeah, he's still got he's in the middle of his prime. Yeah. He's in the middle of his prime.
Still get a 3-year, $126 million contract.
Right.
He's not going to take a league minimum just to like Carmelo did a couple of years ago. He's not at that point in his career.
Mm-hmm. And he already has a ring, so I mean, that's not even motivation.
With LeBron,
right? That's not even motivation because sometimes people they'll take a minimum to go ring chase, like a veteran a veteran would do that to go ring chase. So.
Like Otto Porter when he signed with Golden State, he took a league.
Yeah, that was a ring.
Got a ring, no, yeah. So yeah, and now he went for his money. Yeah, he left and went to
I mean, we get it. You want to get a ring, we get it.
Chris Middleton, another guy that all eyes were on, ain't going nowhere. Re-signed with the Bucks, 3-year, $102 million. A lot of these guys they opted out because they want to restructure their deals. It's when Middleton opted out, people was because the Bucks got bounced in the first round, number 1 seed. I was like, I don't think Middleton's leaving. He's just wanting to restructure his deal.
That's called business smarts. Like you're talking to your agent. It's your agent's job to get you your fair amount. Your agent negotiates what you're worth, what you should get. So that's just all that was.
Just because guys like that, like Draymond and him, became unrestricted, don't mean they leaving. They just okay, I'm just gonna re-sign a different deal. Yeah, I'm opting out of that one. I'm gonna sign a new deal. That's all it is. Jakob Poeltl, he's staying with Toronto, 4-year, $80 million. Cam Johnson, 4-year, $108 with the Nets. Joe Ingles, Orlando. That's interesting. 2-year, $22 million. Because they like a young team. So, for them to go after a guy like that is interesting. Skip the bums again.
Not
watching. I'm on the Bleacher Report, so I got all of the names. That's what. Josh Richardson, he's going taking his talents to South Beach. 2-year contract with Miami. So Miami, and they also re-signed Kevin Love. Not surprised.
Okay.
He was a big part of that finals run. Yeah.
Okay, Kevin Love. Okay,
he's a good backup for Bam and them and those guys.
Yeah.
He's a good and that veteran leadership too, because UD is not going to be there next year. So now Kevin Love will be that veteran leadership on the bench, because you need that too, like that leadership role. Yeah. And he's won a championship. He's been to
won a championship, so
and went to like 4 straight finals. That was his 5th final. He's been to the finals and
you need that on your team, especially with these young guys. You need that to like motivate the young guys and to keep them from not being rattled, because a lot of the young players, like that's what happened with Sacramento, they got rattled. Once they got rattled, it was over.
Yeah.
Young players, they get rattled because they've never been on this stage before. So it's like they don't know how to rise above that. So
I'm not surprised with Kevin Love returning. And I'm sure Jimmy wanted him there too. And Jimmy happy. So
Jimmy's one of those type of players anyway. So
Rui Hachimura, he's staying with the Lakers, 3-year, $51 million. That was a good trade when they picked him up, like at the deadline last year, the Hachimura trade. Now they re-signed him. Yeah. That was a good trade. Cam Reddish signing with the Lakers. This was a shock right here. Excited because the Lakers were active. Like, I think the Lakers, they got better. Like, and it was like it wasn't like you don't have to like do the big splashes to get better.
Yeah, you don't have to sign.
Trade half your team for Russell fucking Westbrook like they did. You don't have to do that to like improve your team. You could do something like Cam Reddish, and like you could make like nice signings like this that like depth. It like and he's young too. Like he's a nice signings like that. Here's the big one that Rockford's Fred VanVleet headed to
waiting for that
Houston Rockets. 3-year, $130 million.
He cashed out.
Undrafted, by the way. Remember that? So he's a dude that shouldn't even be in the NBA. Yeah, he was undrafted. Yeah. And now,
he was undrafted. Wow.
Yeah, Red, he didn't get undrafted. Yeah.
Undrafted from Rockford.
Rockford, yeah. So now he got the bag and shit. Yeah.
The Birkin. He got the bag.
He's the guy I had my eye on for Chicago. Yeah, when I bought a replacement for like Lonzo.
Like Rockford is close enough to Chicago.
Like Fred VanVleet's unrestricted. Rockford, Chicago are like a couple hours apart. It's not that
close enough to Chicago.
Like when Fred come to Chicago, I was thinking that. But yeah, he went after the bread, and I'm not mad.
Got the bread.
So I was thinking a sign and trade situation with like involving Kobe White and like other pieces for Fred VanVleet. That's what
he absolutely has nothing to like, because he has a ring.
Right, he got his title with the Kawhi team. Yeah,
like he was an all-star, right?
He was an all-star, so
he's an all-star. He has a ring, so he has like the two things that people want on their resume. People want to be an all-star. People want to get a ring. He has it on his resume. So
now go for the bag.
At this time, I can just go for money now. I don't need to prove nothing to nobody right now.
We talked about the Lakers. One guy who's not returning to the Lakers, Dennis Schroeder. He's signing with the Raptors. That's Fred's replacement. Because Fred VanVleet is so Schroeder. Like, so still trying to get that because he messed up his bread a couple of years ago.
That was a train wreck when he was trying to get that money.
Because I think I get like you bet on yourself, but he just lost though. I think they offered him $80 million. He wanted $100 million. Let's say something like that. Let's throw the number. And then like nobody offered him nowhere close to that. So he ended up signing with Boston for like the veterans mill, let's say like $3.5 million or something like that. So he could have had $80 million, but got $3.5.
Yeah.
Now he got a 2-year, $26 million. So he's still trying to make that paper back.
He's still trying to make it back.
He's still trying.
Yeah.
But Toronto said, if we lost Fred, Dennis Schroeder, come on down.
Come on down.
Let's see who else. Seth Curry. Here's another pretty big name out there. Seth Curry returning to Dallas. Remember, he was with the Nets last year, so like the Nets didn't re-sign him. And he was with Dallas like some years back. Like originally he was with Dallas.
Right.
That's where he first like got noticed. Like Dallas, like Mark Cuban's the first guy to really give him a shot.
Like I'm not just Steph's brother. Like, cause like it's okay, that's Steph's brother. He was just kind of that.
Well, yeah, Seth is doing back. So Dallas is trying to do something.
Yeah.
They re-signed Kyrie. They brought in Seth Curry. They still got Tim Hardaway. They, of course, Luka. Like they trying to put the pieces back together.
Mm-hmm.
Like they trying to put it together. Let's come back home. Chi-Town right here, South Side. D Rose signing with the Grizzlies. Yeah,
I saw that.
a lot of Bulls fans wanted him to come home and like finish out because Rose is closer to the end than the beginning at this point.
Unfortunately, I saw the logo that they made of
Guns and Roses.
Guns and Roses.
Already got a gimmick going. Yeah. And that's what I said when the reason why the Memphis signed him. I said that's strictly for Ja Morant insurance.
Yeah.
Strictly for that, yeah. Because like Ja's gonna be out for like the first 25 games. He's not playing at all. Mm-hmm. And they got Marcus Smart, but you still need more depth at that point guard.
Yeah.
It's speaking of Rose, I'll tie it back all together. It reminds me when the Bulls signed Nate Robinson when Rose was hurt. Remember
right.
They need more depth. So like Nate Robinson was Derrick Rose insurance, yeah. And now Derrick Rose is Ja Morant insurance. It's like and we need some more depth. And then Nate Robinson ended up being the best thing that happened to that team. Mm-hmm. He played out of his mind.
Rose can give Rose would be a good mentor to be.
Former MVP, former All-Star. Yeah, he's yeah.
He can be a good mentor for Morant. He can like keep him like, okay, like, dude, I was you.
But I wasn't going around.
13 years ago, I was you.
Like that was the comparison I made. Like, I don't know if they made it on ESPN during the draft, but like to me, when Ja Morant in the draft, like Derrick Rose, the guy, I said he's another D Rose. That's the comparison I made. I said like MVP Rose, like his I don't know if that's what they did, like like comparison, like I don't know, but that's who I saw him. I said Derrick Rose is what I saw. So it's perfect to like for him to like mentor young Ja Morant. Tell him like, hey, stop being a knucklehead. Yeah, put some of that Chi-Town stank on him. There you go. Bring that South Side over to Memphis.
Just do what we do in Chicago. Stop being a goofy ass.
or what he once said, like to when during a bad referee call, he like,
what the fuck is you on?
Fuck is you on, man? You can hear it audibly on the mic. Because like the ref made some questionable call. He was like, the fuck is you on, man?
And he said it in the Chicago accent. He sounded so Chicago when he said that. He sounded,
oh man.
He sounded so Southside when he said that.
And say that shit. Fuck is you on, man? You trying to ruin it back. And people joked about when the Derrick Rose memes, like, for what waste of a perfectly good knees. It's like,
I know when I saw that waste of perfectly good knees.
Rose say that to him too, like, yeah, I wish I had your knees, dog. Yeah, what are you doing? It's like,
can we do a thing where we just do like this and magically give him Ja Morant, like, knees, give it to Derrick Rose?
And Derrick Rose has ties to Memphis. That's where he went to college. Like,
he went to college in Memphis. So yeah,
it makes sense for him to like. If that's where he's finishing his career out, it makes sense. Yeah, like, if this ends up being his last one, I would like to see him sign like a 1-day deal with Chicago.
Like Luol Deng sign like a 1-day.
Yeah, like if I would like to see him do that. If he doesn't officially sign with the Bulls, like sign for 1 day then retire. Like Paul Pierce did that with Boston too.
With the Celtics, yeah.
1 day and then retire. So you could say like I retired with the Celtics or the Bulls in Luol Deng's case. So like maybe Rose will do that after his Memphis deal runs out. He'll sign for 1 day with Chicago.
I still want for 1 year here. Let him do the
Udonis Haslam. I was about to say that, or his Andre Iguodala with the Warriors, like when the 2022 Warriors. Or like Iggy, like he wasn't the Finals MVP Iggy no more. He was basically the end of the bench, but he was there though, like to like provide that leadership. It's like Iggy was he still got a second ring out of or like the fourth ring, yeah, because I was like a fourth ring out of there, yeah. Mm-hmm. He still got him another ring.
Got him another piece of hardware.
Yeah. Tyrese Halliburton, he's not going anywhere. Pacers threw him the bag, 5 years, 260. Woo. Mm-hmm. That's great. And that's one of those trades that worked out for both sides because Tyrese Halliburton was part of the time when the Pacers and the Kings traded with Sabonis. That was that trade. At the time, it seemed like because Sabonis was an all-star, but now Tyrese is like on the rise, and like so. It's a team. It was one of them trades that both teams actually won. It's like the what's the name? Kings got their veteran that they needed, All-Star, and then they got their up and comer with Indiana with Tyrese Halliburton, who's also an All-Star now too. So like both teams actually won that. Desmond Bain, he's staying with the Grizzlies, 5-year, 207. They getting this bread.
Damn.
Max Strus leaving Miami, taking his talents to the Cleveland. He was the anti-LeBron. He take his talents to the Cleveland.
Well, Cleveland got a nice. They got a nice spot.
I like what they're doing. They definitely really good. I think they should
on the rise.
Beat the Knicks, but once again, like I said, young team. Like they just
They're on the rise. They're definitely a team to watch.
Yeah, with Darius Garland and Evan Mobley and the Fro, Mr. Jared Allen. Yeah, they got now they got Max Strus for 4 years, $63 million. Definitely nice little squad they putting together. And that's stuff I'll forget about Donovan fucking Mitchell.
Spider.
Another excellent Lakers signing, Jackson Hayes. This guy's a former lottery pick. People forget that. They signed him for a 2-year contract. So that's their Mo Bamba replacement there. They got a better version of Mo Bamba. So I was like, okay, Lakers, like, a young guy, former lottery pick. Ironically, I think he was one of the draft picks that they used to get Anthony Davis. I got to look into that. So the Lakers originally drafted him. He was part of that AD trade. Now they got him back. I think he was one of the pick, like, was him, I think. I got to look that up, but Jackson Hayes might have been the pick. So they just signed the guy they originally drafted. That's all that is. Smith Jr. going to the Nets. Bum, we skip him. Another bum. I'm just calling these guys. Okay, Thomas Bryant signing with Miami. So they definitely beefing up their big man position. Yeah, that's a good another good piece. He's coming from the Lakers. D'Lo not going nowhere. He's staying with the Lakers as well. 2 year, $37 million. Brook Lopez also re-signing with the Bucks. Another guy I knew wasn't leaving. Like when he went unrestricted, a lot of people thought he might. But he got his ring, so he
got his ring. He
was part of that Bucks championship a couple of years ago. So
he probably Milwaukee. It's possible they could get another ring.
He likes it in Milwaukee. Yeah, they could easily win, and they got Giannis. They got Giannis. They probably still the best team in the East right now.
I think whatchamacallit just caught them slipping. Like Miami caught them slipping.
Jimmy Butler happened. That's what happened.
No, but you can catch someone slipping. Anybody's capable of getting caught slipping. Anybody is. So.
And those happen. Those upsets. That's happened. About 7 times. It doesn't happen often, but it happens. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wolves were part of that one because when Derrick Rose got hurt, so they part of that 7. It's like it happens. I said Patrick Beverley, which I already talked about. He's signing with Philadelphia. We talked about that already. Austin Reeves staying with the Lakers. That was a good pickup, 4 year, $56 million, because he played his ass. So he's one of those guys that's surprised, that I never even heard of him, and then he just was one of their best players.
Right.
Let's talk about Lonzo's baby brother, LaMelo, got the bag. Yeah. Probably wanted to resign 5 years, $260.
Damn.
LaMelo got his bread.
Damn.
Yeah, LaMelo got his paper.
You can say what you want to about LeVar, but
baller brand, baby. That's what
his sons were able to do.
Big baller brand, baby. Mo Wagner is staying with Orlando, 216. I think these are most of the big names. Jay Crowder staying with the Bucks. I'm gonna rush through some of these. Dwight Powell staying with the Mavs. Dylan Brooks, that's what I wanted to get to. He got his bread, 4 years, $80 million, the Houston Rockets. So I just knew that he was going to end up getting a veteran's minimum. Because he kind of became a meme and shit. He was a clown, like all LeBron stuff. Is like I was like, he and then Memphis said we definitely not signing him. It's like he went on record saying, yeah, we're not bringing him back next year. After that, I said he's going to end up signing with like the veterans minimum, but Houston gave him the bag though. So Dylan Brooks got his bread.
It was chess and not checkers with him. He played some chess with that.
Russ staying with the Clippers. That's a good fit for Russ.
Yeah.
Point in his career, I like him. He should be like the leader of that second unit.
Yeah.
I like him there. Yeah.
And I think that he understands that now because Russell was doing too much.
He's not Mr. Triple Double anymore. He's not
he
that.
was doing too much. He kept on trying to.
With the Lakers, it was definitely terrible to fit there.
Yeah, he was doing way too much.
Clippers, he was like leader of that second unit. He fit in way better. So, trying to see if any other big names before we get to Dame. Jeff Green signed with the Rockets. Okay. Rockets, they done did a lot of signing. Alex Len staying with the Kings. Dante Exum with the Mavericks. I forgot he was still in the NBA.
The Rockets are trying to do their thing.
Sabonis, that's what I want to get to. 5-year, 217. So the Kings definitely threw him his bag. Yeah. So Sabonis got his bread. Yeah.
Nice.
Jordan Clarkson, he's staying with Utah. I think that's no word yet on James Harden. It's like that's probably the big name. That's no word yet on Mr. James Harden. I don't think he's gonna be back with Philadelphia though.
I don't think so.
I don't know where he ends up, but I think he's out of there. Let's talk about Dame Dollar. Damian Lillard. He's finally has asked for a trade. Like after for years of being loyal, saying like, "Nah, I don't want to leave Portland. I'm good." But I think he saw what they did this offseason, which wasn't much. They re-signed Jeremy Grant, and that was it. He was like, "Nah, I think I
need more."
Which I think Portland knew that too, which is why on draft they drafted Scoot Henderson, which is another point guard. Like on draft, with their number 3 pick. When I saw that pick, I was like, that might be a sign that they traded Dame. And why take a point guard when you got like arguably like if not the best?
That's what you got on your team.
He's arguing it's either him or Steph. Like he's like if not the best point guard, he's arguably one of the best point guards in the league today. So yeah, if you have him, why'd you draft another point guard? Like so that's a sign that said they might be trading Dame. And now he says his destination he gave that he wants to go to Miami and Brooklyn. I don't get the Brooklyn fit because they're kind of young and rebuilding. It'd be like he might as well stay in Portland again. Like, yeah, unless he just wants to, unless he just loves Brooklyn so much. I don't know. I don't get the fit there, but Miami makes complete sense.
Yeah. Pairing with Jimmy,
that's deadly. Bam Adebayo.
That's deadly.
A nice 3 right there.
That's deadly right there. That's very deadly.
They probably send pieces back like Tyler Hero is the big name I'm seeing that would be going out. Like Tyler Hero, of course, Kyle Lowry, he's out of there if you bring in.
Yeah, Kyle Lowry's out there.
And then probably some other pieces and picks. Yeah, but yeah, be like Tyler Hero, Kyle Lowry, and some other stuff like going back the other way. It's saying that what's holding it up right now is on Portland might not be crazy about bringing in Tyler Hero. They have to get a third team involved if that's the case. Somebody that needs a shooter is like because if they want to rebuild, then like they don't want to bring a guy in on a big contract like that.
Right.
So that it would have to be a third team involved to like get it done. So we'll see what happens with Dame Dollar. Where do you think he ends up? I'll say he's taking his time.
Miami.
That's what I'm thinking.
Because he'll pair with Jimmy and Bam, and then like I always say the thing about that we don't think about because we're not multimillionaires. Florida no state taxes.
Yeah.
That's another reason Florida no
state money. When you're making like 50 million a year, however much he's making, is like it matters. That state tax matters then.
Yeah, state taxes. Which is like people like Houston. That's another reason. Houston, because no taxes in Texas.
A lot of these Houston signings are because of that.
Yeah, a lot of stuff like that makes sense, And then the weather is good weather, like it's warm year round in those type of cities. So, yeah.
But yeah, it's Miami just makes way too much sense. Like I said, like they just made the finals. Like
on shoestring basically. Yeah. Like they were underdogs.
They were a play-in team. Like
they were underdogs.
Made the finals and shit. Yeah. So imagine like if having that team like with Damian Lillard on it, it's like, geez.
You know what time it is.
It definitely would. I'm not saying they would have won, but they definitely would have given Denver like a better run for their money. Like, yeah,
absolutely.
A Dame Lillard, Jimmy Butler Heat versus the Denver Nuggets. That would have been nice. And then Dame versus Jamal Murray, like going at it like that. That'd have been fun. It's like,
that would have been the battle of the guards.
Yeah, but people are saying the Knicks of course, the Knicks always like overrate themselves. They done threw their name in the hat, saying, "Yeah, the Knicks could get in on it for who and shit." Yeah, it's like
the Knicks
for who? R.J. Barrett and who and Mitchell Robinson. That's nowhere near enough. Like and picks is like R.J. Barrett, Mitchell Robinson, and picks like for Damian Lillard. Like Knicks fans are hilarious. They're always like, yeah, well, we could get in on it. Like, no, you can't. Knicks are not getting Damian Lillard. Anytime a big name comes up, the Knicks are always like they're like
they gotta keep hope alive.
Throw their name in the hat and shit. But lots of NBA talk right there, damn near the whole podcast. We got a couple of other things that we're gonna talk about. We definitely gonna but I wanted to get that out of the way. It's like some fun stuff, like because of some serious stuff right here.
Yeah.
Affirmative action.
I'm about to go there.
No more. Supreme Court
overturned
6-3. I think that was it. Yeah.
Once again, like how they overturned
a year ago, last June, Roe v. Wade was last June. So I guess June is just gonna be like the month there.
Don't fuck up my birthday month. So my thing about this then, okay.
I got my take, but I'll let you.
Okay. Let's just go all the way with it. Let's completely redact names on applications and redact race. Because even still, if you try to be like you try and give everybody a fair shot, if you see Shata Tanisha on an application, some people have discriminated against by name. Some people have discriminated against by race or by ethnicity or whatever. So why don't we just redact all of that off of it if we going to go there? If we want to go there, let's redact everything.
Here's the thing: why the rationale that they use for overturning it is because is this in like you shouldn't like groups shouldn't get special treatment. It's like if you qualify, you should get the fair shot. It's like, but like you shouldn't lower the bar because of skin color. It's like, does that make sense? What I'm saying? But that's the rationale the Supreme Court gave.
It sounds very moving the goalpost again to me, but they can go off. Sounds like the goalpost is being moved again, but that's my take on it. And then if you look at a quote from one of the people who did vote for it, they posted a quote from him in the 80s talking about how affirmative action helped him to open up doors, and it's like,
yeah, probably get in on affirmative action. Yeah.
And then you vote against it, like, make it make sense. Make it make sense. Well, my thing is, like I said, that's why I just said that, okay, so if you want to be like race shit, okay, if race shouldn't truly matter, anything like that, why don't we just take race off our application to begin with? Why don't we
qualifications like
why don't we take name off too? Because if you see
GPA and your test scores, just go with that. It's like
GPA, your test score, and then like you're involved, like I mean, and then obviously you need to be well-rounded because you need to have the grades and the stuff. But look at like your extracurricular activities, like okay, you're in National Honor Society, you're in this, you're in that, you know, I'm like you're a well-rounded individual.
Part of the chess team, you're part of the curling team. I was like making fun of
curling. But it is stuff like that. Like you gotta look at like the whole picture because you want someone academically sound, but you also want them to be a well-rounded individual too, where they are involved in activities as well. So that's what I say. If we want to go there about affirmative action, let's take everything off that even identifies a person's stuff. So then that way, and what would be interesting for me to see now is one thing that we can do. I always say it. I mean, I can only speak on my race. I can speak on my race, being Black. One thing that Black people are is very resilient. They can rise above stuff. Black people have had a lot of trouble, a lot of struggles, a lot of trauma over history. I'm just saying in the course of history, they've overcome a lot. So I just want to know like what's going to be the thing now. Like, okay, affirmative action gets taken out. But if Black excellence is still doing it without affirmative action, now what's going to be the excuse now? Because you hear that a lot. Oh, you only got it because you're Black. But now what if I'm still getting it and you took that out the equation? Now what?
I think Black people are gonna be just fine. Affirmative action.
That's what I said. Now what? But I say I want to see what the others, you know what I mean? I want to see what the others are going to say when Black people still rise above that and still exceed without affirmative action. Now, what are you going to say?
And a lot of the talking heads on TV have been talking about the legacy and all the the legacy entries and all of that.
Yeah, we know the legacy.
They should get rid of that shit too, as I feel. It's like that's a different conversation though. Like
my daddy played
action is legislation. That legacy is like some other shit. You just gotta So like I say, if you get rid of affirmative action, you should get rid of that shit. Like you should get rid of that shit.
Legacy is the privilege. It's the same thing. You don't qualify either just because your father and your grandfather and your great grandfather
donated $1 million.
All went to Yale.
Or they donated like $1 million. Like you shouldn't be able to go there. Yeah.
Well, you did like a wing, like the new audiovisual wing. That was my dad.
Shout out Rodney Dane. Well, Rodney should be able to go to college. That's how he got to go back to school because, like, I don't think he even graduated high school. He was just like a businessman. He had money, but he donated a new business wing to the school. That's how he got in. It's like that's the Rodney exception. He can do it.
Rodney was awesome though.
Anybody else can't do it.
Yeah, Rodney was just awesome.
Yeah, because he got no respect. So I'm giving him his respect right now. So hey, give him respect.
Watch that movie now.
Back to School is awesome. Watch Back to School, Rodney Dangerfield from the 80s. And Zach plays the cocky blonde as always, as he played in every 80s.
Stereotype case.
Classic.
But yeah, though, that's what I say. Just redact everything then. That's my answer to stuff because we, heaven forbid, we want the people to see, like I said, Sata Tanisha on the application, and Sata Tanisha is super qualified, but you see the name and you're like, oh, I'm not giving, So let's do that then. Let's take everything off of applications for people.
Yeah.
That's what I say to that.
I think we could wrap it up after that. We skip all.
And term limits are needed. I'll reiterate that term limits are needed for Supreme Court justice.
Because it's like being the Pope is a lifetime thing. It's like
I don't think that. I'm sorry. And this is like another quick little soapbox, real quick. I don't think that if you were especially not be for like boomers. Come on, we don't need any more boomers. We need.
I'm done with boomers.
No joke, but if you grew up in a time where you remember separate drinking fountains, I don't think you should be making laws for, I don't think you should. You come from a different era. I don't think that you should. You should come. We need more fresher people who've seen more progress with stuff like that. So,
yeah. But I'm ready to wrap it up. Not another podcast. Yes. So 318, definitely appreciate you supporting us because y'all be capping too much. You want to support us further, give us a like. Also, subscribe, share, rate, review on all your platforms. Talking Apple Podcasts, Spotify, TuneIn, SoundCloud, iHeart, TLC Talk Radio. What up, Tasha?
Hey, Tasha.
And your Amazon Alexa devices. You can follow me at Ozman the Wizard on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. Oz Radio on Snapchat and Facebook as well. You know how it gets down.
And you can check me out at MSINH626 on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. Mm-hmm. Also, SCRAGULIEY1 on Twitter, SCRAGULIEY7 on Instagram. Also, please like the Straight Gully Facebook fan page. Check out straightgully.com for your blogs and your vlogs. And for your video production needs, check out straightgullyproductions.com.
I'm Ozman the Wizard.
And Naima.
Talk to you later.
Bye.
I'm gone.